And action!
Well, that was a nice little stream. I don't know if it was nice enough to be an it, but pretty nice.
No, now remember, the it of this hike is this grove of trees. The fact that your mother planted them.
Oh, darn, I left my backpack by the creek where we stopped. I'll have to go back and get it. You all wait here and I'll be right back.
Oh, I'm sure one of the girls will volunteer to go back and get it.
Not it. Really? You're 32 and not eating?
You out-not-eated me every chance you had when we were growing up. I think it's time I got you back, at least once.
Very immature.
Maybe. Are you saying you won't abide by the not-it code?
Oh, no. I'll abide by the code. After all, it's less than 50 yards.
But it's the principle. I finally won a not-it.
Oh, congratulations. I'll be back in a minute.
Well, I'm gonna have a seat while we wait.
I think I'll join you. That log looks like it has enough room for two.
So, where are we going to eat when we get up the hike?
There it is, the primal question.
What do you mean?
Your father means Sarah's question was always, how much farther? And yours was always, where are we gonna eat when we're done with the hike?
I didn't always ask about where we were going to eat.
No, only when we hadn't decided beforehand. If we decided where we were going to eat, then you'd just be focused on what you'd be ordering.
You make it sound like that's all I ever did during the hikes.
No, not the whole time.
But it was pretty impressive. Remember how she would know every restaurant in the area of where we hiked?
And she trailed on behind, going over the pluses and minuses of each one.
And if we'd already picked a place that we'd been to before, she'd have most of the menu memorized. Quite a memory for a young girl.
Just trailing along, listing possible foods as we walked.
You got a lot quieter in those later teenage years when she pretended not to notice.
I did not.
Oh, of course you did. We were just talking about that earlier. But we understood. 16 and 17-year-old girls don't want the humiliation of being seen hiking with their parents.
I didn't do that.
Aubrey, we were there. We remember you walking way down in front of us.
Well, that's just because I walked faster than you did.
Yes, we talked about that too. How incredible it was that you could keep up with such a pace with that. I can't believe I have to do this walk when you walked.
I didn't.
You did. But again, we understood. Hiking with your parents was not a high priority at that age.
I guess you're right. I didn't think you all noticed.
Of course we noticed. We are your parents and not complete idiots.
Well, I have to admit, I wasn't all that thrilled to be hiking with my parents during those years.
There you go. See, confession is good for the soul.
Well, as long as we're on the subject of confessions, there's something else from a little earlier in childhood that Sarah and I would want to talk about.
You didn't get the backpack?
There's something back there.
What do you mean there's something back there?
I mean, I could hear something moving in the brush, and it felt like I was being watched.
Oh, come on. I bet it was a squirrel.
Oh, it wasn't a squirrel.
Squirrels can make all kinds of racket when they run through the brush.
Dad, it wasn't a squirrel.
Well, maybe a deer then.
Oh, it wasn't a deer either.
Then what was it?
Oh, I don't know, but it didn't sound like a squirrel, and it didn't sound like a deer or anything like that.
Well, Sarah, what did it sound like?
Oh, I don't know, but it was very strange, and I'm sure it was watching me.
Oh, for goodness sake. I'll go back and get the pack.
Well, I don't know, Carl. What if it's a bear?
It's not a bear. And even if it was, bears don't attack people on the Oregon coast. They're just cuddling little black bears here.
What if it's a cougar?
It's not a cougar.
How do you know it's not a cougar, Dad?
Because it's not. And besides, if cougar, it would have already gotten your sister, and she wouldn't be here telling us about it.
That's not funny, Carl.
Oh, come on now, Phyllis. There's no cougar out there. They're the most elusive animals in the forest. If there had been one in this valley, it would have scampered away as soon as it heard the group of us coming. Now look, I'll go get the pack, and you all just wait here.
It's just a pack. Why don't we just leave it?
We are not leaving your backpack because Sarah heard something in the brush. I'll be right back.
Well, be careful.
I will. Don't worry.
Be careful, Dad.
I will. Now, I'll be back in 2 shakes.
So, Sarah, what do you think it was?
I don't know, but it made the strangest sound.
Like what sound?
Well, it's hard to describe. Like there was some rustling in the bush and then something almost growling. And it was sort of like somebody imitating or trying to imitate growling.
Imitate growling? Well, what does that mean?
Well, I don't know, like growling, but sort of artificial, like rah, rah, rah.
That doesn't sound like any animal I've ever heard.
I know, that's what I mean, like almost artificial.
Maybe it's a Bigfoot.
I'm serious.
Well, how do you know it wasn't a Bigfoot? Did you see it?
I know, because there are no big feet.
Besides, I would think a Bigfoot's voice would be deeper.
Mom, I'm serious.
Maybe it was a young Bigfoot. A young one might not have a deep voice.
Well, what would you call a young Bigfoot?
Mom, I'm serious. I really did hear something back there.
Well, I'm sure you did, dear. But I'm sure your father was right, and it's not really anything dangerous.
How about a cub?
What?
Cub. You know, a young Bigfoot.
No, I don't think so, Audrey. They're not bears.
But cub works with lions, too.
Well, they're not lions either.
I just mean that cubs could be for a variety of animals.
Well, I think they're supposed to be some sort of primate. What do you call a baby gorilla?
Funny. I have no idea.
Well, there must be a name for them.
There is. It's baby gorilla.
Yes, well, what do you call them?
Baby gorilla.
Yes, but what do you call them?
That's it. Baby gorilla.
What's it? What are you saying?
Mom, a young gorilla is called a baby.
No, that can't be it.
It is. You just used it several times. And you asked what a baby gorilla is called. Well, it's a baby gorilla.
I guess that makes sense.
So you're saying a young Bigfoot should be called a baby?
No, I didn't say that. I just said that's what you call a baby gorilla.
But we're talking about Bigfoots.
Big feet.
But wouldn't you just call them babies if they were babies?
Oh, what?
Wouldn't you just...
Oh.
Wouldn't you just call them babies if... Oh, no, let me go back. Wouldn't you just call them babies if they were babies?
Oh, I heard what you said, Mom. But what do you mean by call them babies if they were babies?
I mean, you would only call them babies if they were like infants.
Well, of course. So, what's your point?
Well, my point is, whatever you heard wasn't likely to be an actual Bigfoot baby. I mean, I wouldn't think Bigfoot parents would let their little baby Bigfoots run around loose in the woods by themselves. So it might have been a young Bigfoot, but not an actual baby. Maybe an adolescent Bigfoot. What would you call an adolescent Bigfoot?
Mom, it wasn't a Bigfoot.
You can't know that for sure.
Yes, I can. There are no Bigfoots.
Aha! You said Bigfoot.
I mean big feet.
Too late. I win.
All right, you win. But look, I did not hear a Bigfoot or a young Bigfoot, but I heard something and it didn't sound very friendly.
I'm afraid she was right.
What do you mean? What happened?
I found your backpack down by the creek, but it was like something had gone through it.
Well, let me see. to the last couple of granola bars.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
What?
Sarah,
What?
you made all that up just to cover up eating the last granola bars?
What? You think I go through all of that for a couple of granola bars?
Yep, I think you would.
Mom!
Well, you know, it does sound like something you would do. And you have to admit, it makes more sense than you're just being a juvenile Bigfoot out there.
I never said that was Bigfoot. That was Aubrey.
No, don't you try to blame me for this.
No, you were the one that said it was Bigfoot. I just said I heard something.
Aha! So you said you heard something, or did you actually hear something?
I said I heard something because I did hear something.
Wait. Why everybody? I think I hear something.
I don't hear anything.
That's because you're talking. Listen.
I do hear something walking.
It's coming from that way.
Whatever it is, it must have circled around us.
I think it's coming this way.
It is. Everybody get behind me.
What is it?
I don't know. Just stay behind me.
Hoga, 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 hoga.
What do you want? Who are you?
You talk English.
Well, of course we do. What are you doing here?
I live here.
What do you mean you live here? Who are you?
I Arnold.
You're Arnold Foster?
You know Arnold?
You can't be Arnold. Foster, he disappeared 47 years ago.
You know Arnold.
Well, yes.
How you know Arnold?
It was Arnold Ice and Arnold Tree Planting Partner the day he disappeared.
No, Arnold partner, Phyllis.
Yes, I'm Phyllis.
No, Phyllis. Smaller.
I grew up, Arnold. I'm a grandmother and grandmother now. Oh, for heaven's sakes, you are Arnold. I recognize his face after all these years.
And you? Phyllis.
Yes, Arnold. Me, Phyllis. Arnold, what are you doing out here?
Arnold lived here.
But why?
Because this where Arnold lived?
Well, you can't argue with that logic.
Carl, this is no time for jokes.
But Arnold, how could you survive all these years out here? What did you eat?
Arnold learned from U.L. Gibbons.
Who's Yul Gibbons?
I remember him. He was on the Grape Nut cereal commercials when we were kids. He was supposed to be some kind of nature expert. But how did that help?
He asked question. Ever eat pine tree?
Many parts are edible. I remember.
Oh, yes. I remember that. It was like his catchphrase. Ever eat a pine tree? Many parts are edible.
Yes. Arnold also seen commercials when young. Remember? And find edible parts of pine tree.
But Arnold, these aren't pine trees. They're Douglas firs.
Oh, that explains why so chewy. But Arnold find other things to eat. Also,
But Arnold, what happened? You just disappeared that day. What happened to you?
Was it an alien abduction?
alien abduction?
Oh, you know, did aliens come down and take you?
Enough, Sarah. Arnold, what happened to you?
Arnold, wait. For nobody watching. Arnold, go behind bus. So no one see. Arnold, walk away. Ha ha. No one see.
But Arnold, they searched for you for weeks.
Oh, Arnold, no. Arnold, hide.
But Arnold, why?
Arnold want be alone.
But why? Why would you want to leave your whole life behind and live out here?
Because of Phyllis.
Me? Why me?
Arnold, love Phyllis.
Arnold, I don't think we even spoke. How could you love me?
Arnold, love from afar.
But why did you run off?
When we paired, Arnold think you fall in love with Arnold. But you go off with friends instead.
Oh, Mom, you broke his heart.
Yes. Arnold's heart broken.
But I don't think you even spoke to me all the time we were planting trees.
No. Arnold, no speak.
Then how was I supposed to know how you felt about me?
Arnold think love transcend spoken word.
Oh, Arnold was a true romantic.
That's one word for it.
Sarah, be nice. Now, Arnold, I'm so sorry I didn't realize how you felt about me. I wish you would have said something.
If Arnold speak, Phyllis fall in love.
Well, now, I don't know that. It was a long time ago. But who knows? Maybe.
Oh, Arnold, speak now.
Well, Arnold, it's a little late now.
Arnold, understand. Arnold, go.
No, Arnold, they'll wait.
Phyllis love Arnold.
Well, no, now, Arnold.
Arnold, go.
Arnold, wait.
Phyllis love Arnold now.
No, Arnold.
Arnold, go.
Arnold, I don't love you, but I don't want you to go.
Why?
Look, Arnold, we want you to go with us.
Go? Go where?
Back to civilization.
Arnold not know civilization.
People. We want to take you back to where people live. Back where you came from.
Oh, no people. Arnold live here.
But after all this time, Arnold, don't you want to be people? I mean, aren't you lonely?
Yes. Arnold lonely.
Then come back with us. Back to people. No people. Just Phyllis.
Oh, this isn't going well.
Be quiet, Sarah. Arnold, I'm so sorry, but I've got to go to the bathroom so bad I can't even think straight. Just you wait right here while I go to the bathroom, and we can talk about it when I get back.
Bathroom?
Oh, yes, I have to pee.
But this woods, everywhere bathroom can go. Here.
Arnold, I can't pee right here in front of everybody.
Arnold not know privacy?
Well, I guess you wouldn't after 47 years of alone. But Arnold, you just stay right here and I'll be back in just a minute. Now just stay here, okay?
Arnold, stay.
Good, I'll be right back. Now don't any one of you scare him off.
So, Arnold, you've been living out here in the woods for 47 years?
Arnold not know how long, but many winters.
Don't you get cold in the winter?
Winter's cold. Arnold wear many furs.
Do you have fire?
Yes, Arnold make fire.
Ooh. How?
Arnold learned make fire from cowboy Indian movie when small.
Oh, Arnold, we don't say Indian anymore.
What?
Aubrey, I think we can forget the political correctness for now.
Arnold not know political correctness.
Well, a lot has changed since you went missing, Arnold.
How change?
Well, it seems like life has gotten a lot more complicated.
Arnold not want complicated stuff. Arnold go.
No, Arnold, don't go. It's not that bad. There's a lot of good stuff too.
What good stuff?
Well, we have electric vehicles.
Ooh, and video games.
What video games?
A giant waste of time.
No, they're not.
If you had put half the time you wasted playing video games over the last 20 years, it'd be like that. I got so good at that too. You are grounded. Oh, okay. If you had put half the time you wasted playing video games over the last 20 years doing something productive, you'd be a millionaire by now.
You didn't play video games, and you're not a millionaire.
Greg, this is your fault. But I also didn't waste all that time staring at my phone.
Why? Stare at home.
You can play video games on phone.
How? Play on phone.
Phones have changed a lot since you've been gone. Now they have screens and you can carry them around with you. So now everyone is always connected to everyone else at all times by the internet and social media.
Arnold not want be connected. Everyone. No.
Well, I can't blame you. Frankly, neither do I. But that's just the way it is now.
Arnold, go.
No, Arnold, don't go. I told you not to scare him off.
Well, we were just telling him about the modern world.
What thing about the modern world in particular?
Just social media and being connected to everything all the time.
So you purposely tried to drive him away?
No! The conversation just sort of turned that way. We were trying to tell him about all the good things that happened since he went missing.
And the best you could come up with was social media?
I said video games.
Oh. Hover cars now?
No hover cars yet.
Supposed to be hover cars in future.
I know, they promised us hover cars. But so far, no hover cars.
Oh. Nuclear fusion power.
No. We're still waiting on that one too. But I think the scientist said it's only about 10 years away.
That same thing scientists say when Arnold young. Arnold disappointed. Arnold want stay here.
You know what? I think that's for the best. I don't think Arnold will ever be able to adjust to our world.
But, Mom, we can't just leave him out here alone. He said he was lonely.
We're not going to leave him out here alone.
What do you mean?
Well, I thought it over, and I decided to stay with Arnold.
What?
Phil us stay?
Mom, that's a horrible joke to play on Arnold.
I'm not joking. I thought this over, and I'm going to stay. You know, it's my fault that Arnold ran off. And my fault he spent the last 47 years alone. The least I can do is give him company now.
Phil us love Arnold?
Now, Arnold, I can't say I love you right now, but I promise I will try to learn to love you.
Mom, you can't be serious.
I am serious. I owe it to Arnold.
Dad, say something. Tell Mom she can't do this.
Phyllis, I don't think you should do this. I'll miss you horribly.
Well, I'll miss you too, dear. We've had so many happy years together, and Arnold deserves a little happiness too.
I understand. If you really feel that this is the right thing to do, then I support your decision. Arnold, you better take good care of Phyllis.
Oh, Arnold, take care.
No, Dad, you can't go along with this. I'm not going along with this. I'm not going to let Mom stay out here in this woods with this Tarzan.
Arnold, no. Swing on vines?
Oh, I don't care. Mom, I'm not letting you stay out here.
Well, Sarah, it's not your decision to make.
Well, you can't, Mom. This is crazy.
We'll tell the authorities, and they'll find you.
I'm pretty sure that Arnold can hide us. He's done it before.
Arnold can hide.
No, we're not going to let this happen. Dad, you can't possibly go along with this.
Sarah, your mother's a grown woman. If this is really what she wants, then I have to go along with it.
No!
Sarah, Aubrey, what is the problem? Are you just upset because you think I'll be lost out here in the woods and you won't know where I am? So you'd be worried about me?
Yes, of course that's the problem.
Yeah, Mom, of course we'll be horribly worried.
Well, then I think Arnold should just tell you where he lives, so you'll know where I'll be.
What do you mean?
Arnold, tell them where you live.
Arnold lived at 1911 Greenwood, Reedsport, Oregon.
What does that mean? Was that the address of your parents' house or something?
No, it actually means I live at 1911 Greenwood in Reedsport.
What is going on here?
Oh, Sarah, Aubrey, I want you to meet my classmate, Arnold Foster.
I don't understand. What is happening?
I told you I would get you back someday.
Well, you've got to be kidding. This is really about us hiding on that hike 20 years ago?
So you do remember.
Yes, but we didn't know if you did.
Frantically searching for your children in the wilderness is not the kind of thing parents forget.
I told you she remembered.
So, Dad, you were in on this too?
Well, of course. Do you think I'd really agree to let your mother stay out in the woods with some wild man?
So, Arnold Foster isn't real.
No, I resent that. I'm perfectly real.
But you didn't run him off from a tree planting field trip.
No, what?
Was there even a had a tree planting field trip, or did you make all that up too?
No, that was real. And this is the grove of trees that we planted. And Arnold was my partner. And he was very shy and we barely talked. We did get to be good friends later in high school when we both took drama.
That class really did help me come out of my shell.
I can't believe you set all this up.
Oh, it was really a lot of fun.
But how did you come up with all this?
Well, it all started 3 years ago at the 40th school reunion. I was talking to Arnold about our days in the drama class, and he mentioned our being paired for tree planting when we were in 8th grade. Well, I hadn't thought about tree planting in years. Arnold said that he found out that the grove where the grove of trees we planted was and had gone out to see them. And I thought, boy, that would be a great thing to see, but we didn't have time on that trip before. So we decided that we would go see them on the next trip. And this is it.
But what about that whole wild man thing?
Oh, that was your father's idea.
Dad?
Well, at the reunion, Arnold mentioned he'd had a crush on your mother when they planted trees together. Was too shy to talk to her, and when she went off with her friends, he was heartbroken. So we joked about how he could have got her back by running off and disappearing so she'd feel bad. Of course, that reminded us of that time you kids hid. And we talked about how your mother had threatened to get you back someday, but never actually did. Well, anyway, Arnold here said he would show us where the grove was on our next visit. When it turned out the whole family was going to meet up on this trip, well, I just sort of put the whole thing together. And Arnold was going to play along.
It was great. The first time I got to really use my thespian skills since high school.
I really thought you might have given it away at one point.
When?
Arthur, think, love, transcend, spoken word.
Too much?
Transcend was maybe a bit too sophisticated for an 8th grader.
Well, now, I saw my character as shy, but with a good vocabulary.
But I'll tell you what. The look on your two faces when your mother announced she was staying out here with Arnold, that was priceless.
So, when did you all rehearse this?
Well, we didn't. We couldn't. It's not a play if two of the characters don't know it's a play. We just worked out the basic plot and did improv.
Yeah, we couldn't know how y'all was going to react. Arnold, you really did throw me with that question about good stuff in the modern world. I have to admit, I kind of locked up.
Electric cars?
Yeah, well, that was all that came to me.
And really, nuclear fusion.
Well, now, I saw my character as shy, but sciencey.
Well, I'm willing to admit it. I fell for it.
Me too. I mean, it all seemed fantastical, but I never dreamed you all were in on it. Mom, you have your revenge.
I agree. You got us back after 20 years.
Well, one thing, Arnold. How did you manage to get all the way around us from the creek without us hearing you? I was completely surprised when you came from that direction.
What do you mean, get around you? That's the direction I came from.
I know, but when you finally came to us, you came from there, but you were down by the creek.
No, I was never by the creek. Now I know that's where we were supposed to meet up, but I was still on my way when I came upon y'all. Frankly, I was a bit surprised to meet you here. I wasn't quite ready for my entrance, so that's why I did the whole hugga bugga thing.
But I heard you down by the creek, and you made the rah, rah, rah sound.
Yeah, and you went to the backpack and took the granola bars.
Now, I didn't do any of those things. I was a little late getting here, so I was hurrying toward the creek when I came upon you all here. Like I said, it kind of took me by surprise.
Well, if you didn't take the granola bars, then,
Aha! I was right.
right about what?
It was Sarah. You faked all that to cover up eating the granola bars.
No, I didn't.
Are you sure?
Yes, it's just what I said before.
But before, we assumed that it was Arnold being dramatic.
Well, I didn't know that.
So you're saying there really was something down there going, "Arr."
Yes, that's what I've been saying all along.
Well, I don't like that.
You didn't seem too worried about it before. You were even joking about it being a juvenile Bigfoot.
Well, that's when I thought it was Arnold.
What? You thought I was a juvenile Bigfoot?
No, I thought it was just you trying to be scary. But we couldn't say, "Ooh, that might be Arnold," so we joked about it being Bigfoot.
So, what was it?
Well, it wasn't me.
Probably not a juvenile Bigfoot.
But it was something that went rah, 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 rah. So I think we should get out of here now.
I agree.
I think it's probably nothing, but just to be on the safe side, we should probably head back.
What happened to the... it's probably a squirrel. I'll go get the pack.
Well, that's when I thought it was Arnold.
Now, you thought I was a squirrel?
No, Arnold. Still thought it was you. Now you kids keep up on the way back.
No problem there. I'm not lagging behind with whatever is out here. Hey, how about we have dinner at the Harbor Light when we get back?
Is there any chance there's like a shortcut back to the car?
Nice to know. Some things never change.
Let's go, everybody.
Finally, they're gone. Boy, I thought they would never leave. But I gotta say, they had some mighty tasty granola bars. By the way, we do not appreciate the name Bigfoot. That is clearly a case of foot shaming. I am a Sasquatch, and the plural is Sasquatchie. And yes, we are very real. Now, I know what you're thinking. If we're so real, why aren't we part of the fossil record? Well, that's simple. It's because we're not from around here. Sasquatchie are from Mars. Okay, now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, isn't Mars a dead planet? Well, sure it is now, but it wasn't always. And unlike your scientists, ours did perfect nuclear fusion power. So, when the surface of our planet became unlivable, we simply moved underground. It's great down there and so comfortable. And the nuclear fusion gives us all the energy we could ever need. It really couldn't be any better. We've got artificial sun to grow our crop, and all of our cars are electric. And, no hover cars. Now, our scientists, they did invent them. But you know, we live underground. So everyone just kept banging their heads on the ceiling. So they had to be outlawed. Now, I know what you're thinking now. If Mars is so great, what am I doing here on Earth? Well, it's nice to get away once in a while. Since we perfected interplanetary travel, we like to come here to Earth for vacation. Personally, I like to fly fishing. But I can tell what you're thinking. You're thinking, if we're so advanced, why don't we just conquer the Earth and take over? Well, first of all, just because all of you are so warlike doesn't mean we are. We're a pretty live and let live species. And secondly, we love where we live. We just like coming here for vacation. You know, we got a saying on Mars. Earth is a great place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. I mean, you all go to Disneyland on vacation. It's nice, but nobody's like, I'm gonna conquer this place and live here. You got lives to get back to. Well, so do we. Now, you might be wondering how we feel about you sending those rovers up to go around on our planet. Well, we don't really mind. I mean, we figure you've got a right to be curious, and the entrances to our underground complexes, well, they're pretty well disguised. We were just a little bit concerned about all your talk about colonizing Mars. That is, until your biggest proponent of Mars colonization decided to run a social media company instead. I don't know about you all, but we're still kind of scratching our heads about that one. Oh, but speaking of social media, if you're wondering if any of the Sasquatch videos on YouTube are real, the answer is yes. One of them. It was Jeff, and he did it on a dare. Now he's all smug about being famous. I won't tell you which one it is, but I'll give you a hint. That is such a Jeff. Well, that about wraps it up. If anyone would like to take a photograph with Sasquatch after the show, I'd be happy to do it. I mean, why should Jeff get all the glory? Besides, nobody will believe I'm real at any rate. Oh, but one more thing. Crop circles. That was Jeff too. That guy is such a show-off. Well, that's it, folks. Thanks for coming. Good night.